Welcome to Friday Night Football at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish, Washington, where the mighty Snohomish Panthers take on the undefeated Shorewood Thunderbirds.
Undefeated. Who have they played, Lou?
Well, in week one, they shut out Sultan. But last week against perennial West Coast South contender Medidale, they won 38-7, which was a real eye-opener for the rest of the Wesco League. Sherwood, which has been a perennial, well, let's face it, doormat the last few years, really kind of announced themselves as a possible contender for the West Coast South crown by really dominating Medidale. And the first 2 weeks of the season, their defense only given up one touchdown. Very impressive start so far for the Thunderbirds.
Well, I got to tell you, I was impressed with their play against Glacier Peak last week because I was thinking that they would probably be running clock by the half, and they really stepped up. And I thought that Messina really showed his speed and able to hit those holes.
You would think there would be game management, right? They would say, yeah.
So what you hear in the background is we've got the refs live mic'd all night tonight. So we're going to try and see how this works. And you'll be able to hear them talking to the coaches. You'll be able to hear them doing the calls, and we will try to get them up and down as we go with the volume. But you just don't know what they're going to be saying, so we'll get our finger on the dump button.
And disregard the people running behind the refs with the mics to capture what they say. Just disregard them.
We've got the guy with the mic with the long pole that's trying to stay ahead of him. Oh, here we go. We're going to go into the Pledge of Allegiance here, so we are going to take a break, and we will be right back.
Well, here we go. Friday night in Snohomish. Still seats available at Veterans Memorial Stadium. For the price of just $6, you too can come in and get a great seat. Support the Panthers.
I heard they were charging $7 last week
If
because the Tightwad Hill was almost full last week.
if you were wearing blue last week, I heard they were charging 10. Just
Now, boys.
Easy.
Let's be friends here.
I wonder if it's going to be our station truck.
that sounds like your truck, Todd. You need to go get it.
I will vouch for Todd. He's parked where he is always parked, so I'm not going to.
Nothing like the handicap spot, Todd.
So what do you know there? You know anything on the inside of the Snohomish? You know anything like any inside scoop?
Boy, the inside scoop is the Panthers are pretty frustrated that they're 0-2. After looking not so good against Marysville, they actually looked horrible. They came back, played a great game against GP last
Hey, Red,
week.
no blocks below the waist, right? No blocks below the waist.
Yeah, there we go with the officials on the field using their live mic there. That cord running across the field to his mic, too, might get in the way, but we'll see.
Well, that's why we put the guy that's on the opposite field side of the field. They're in charge of Snohomish.
Perfect.
Well, just looking at the scores, Snohomish offensively, they've done well enough. They've scored 34 and 28 points, respectively, in those two games. It's the defense that's let them down, giving up over 60 against Marysville Pilchuck and over 30. I think it was 34 against Glacier Peak. If you're averaging 31 points a game, you should feel like you should be winning football games, but instead they're winless. And so right now, the offense, they're holding up their end of the bargain. It's the defense that I think has to step up tonight.
First couple games, penalties have really plagued the Panthers on offense, too. We'll see if they can avoid that. Interesting formation by Shorewood here on the kickoff.
I don't know what that does for him. What do you think, Luke?
Well, some kickoff returns, everyone's assigned a specific man, and I think Sword's trying to confuse Snohomish. They're blocking with that kickoff formation. Still, Snohomish was able to get a nice return out just past the 40-yard line.
Got a face mask on, 2 white.
And they're going to a few more yards added onto it.
Tyler Messina with a great run back there. We'll see if Shorewood keeps kicking to him
Number
tonight.
2 white, 5 yards from the end of the run, first down.
The rare 5-yard variety of face mask, because normally these days it's the 15-yarder that they're calling. So tack on 5 more yards for Snohomish, and they'll start with great field position just past their own 45-yard line, right around the 46.
Yeah.
Tate Conover stepping in the game, the senior at quarterback. Loves to throw the ball. He throws a nice little dart.
He did throw some really nice balls last week.
You're off.
Looks like we got Makai Williams open or lined up wide here on the near side. Tyler Larson, a few yards up the middle.
Second down.
Nice gain on first down. You always, on first down, you want to stay on schedule with your offense. About 4 or 5 yard pickup there on the ground. Just a little, looked like a trap play by Snohomish, pulling the backside guard around and getting a little blindside block on a defensive lineman.
Here's your line.
Good start to the drive.
You're off. You're off.
2nd 3. Snohomish likes to throw on this down and distance. Looks like Messina.
Oh,
he's got
yeah.
room. He's got the speed. You're not going to catch him. Touchdown Panthers.
Can't ask for a better start than that for Snohomish. Messina lines up in the slot there. Just a quick little bubble screen out to him in the flat. Get your best athlete the ball in space is what Snohomish did there. You got a nice block from the wide receiver out there and was able to do the rest. And there was no one on the Shorewood defense that could catch him.
Maybe the rest of the game, Shorewood will put another safety over there to keep an eye on Messina and his speed.
Well, he's definitely something that they need to know where he is at all times, and then they just have to decide, do they want him to beat us or not? And if Messina lines up in the slot and you line up extra guys out there, then it does make you more susceptible to run up the middle.
Michael Herrera tacks on the extra point. In recent years, the Panthers' kicking game has struggled, so it's nice to see them hitting their extra points this season.
Herrera. Is he any relation to Ephraim Herrera?
Oh, that was the joke last week. Come on.
I didn't watch. I didn't watch. My apologies for anyone who watched. I did not watch last week. I was at a game myself that I'd like to forget, but that's another story for another day.
So you're saying Efren's not here in the stands then?
They were expecting some trick plays because if it was Efren, it would.
Anybody can throw a football better than Ephraim Herrera. My 5-year-old daughter can throw.
Sign her up.
No. Not my baby girl.
Well, Snohomish has not been kicking deep this season. We'll see if they go for the squib kick or the short bloop kick and try to recover it.
As a former special teams coordinator myself, I'm more of a fan of the hard squib. Try to pin a team back, and you can create a little confusion with the returners as far as who gets the ball.
Oh, he's going to kick it deep and give him a chance to run.
Decent coverage there by the coverage unit of Snohomish, considering where the Snohomish return man fielded that kick. Not letting him get past the 30-yard line is pretty good.
Yeah, they seemed like they swarmed pretty good last week.
Looked like Hunter Philabaugh maybe in there on the stop.
And I forgot to tell you to bring your binocs.
That
do you have them over there at your store?
At the Do It Center, we do sell binoculars. 3 different sizes. 11, back up. The ref's telling you. No, 11 didn't back up.
11 didn't listen.
They tried to tell him.
We got offsides, white, number 11.
White 11?
Yep.
Encroachment?
Okay.
Oh, that's a
Dead
wide
ball.
receiver.
Encroachment, number 11, white. 5 yards, still first down.
And just as a
And we heard him up here.
yeah, well, when a wide receiver, when he gets there, if he's supposed to be lined up on the line of scrimmage, he'll ask the ref on the side. He'll tell him I'm on the line, and the ref will help him move back and forth. So that's really inexcusable for the wide receiver there for Shorewood to not be lined up correctly.
The receivers are not working in these Shorewood helmets tonight, so we could not hear the speaker.
Okay, second down.
Quick pass over the middle, falls incomplete.
Still doubles, still doubles.
And Trenton Brown for Snohomish breaking that pass up. Nice hit on the receiver right as the ball got there. He timed that well. They have receivers in helmets in high school?
I got 11.
I guess not, because 11 didn't hear.
It's a new one for me.
You're on.
Shorewood now in a bunch formation here at the bottom of the screen.
Oh,
You got to hold on to that one.
Third down.
that is
Third down.
Trying to hit Brandon
disappointing
Main.
for that young man.
Trying to hit Brandon Main, the tight end, on a quick little screen pass that when he dropped the ball, he was behind the line of scrimmage, so looked like they had some guys blocking down the field, but you got to catch the pass first.
Whistle, Preston. Blow it hard.
3rd and 15. We'll see what Shorewood's got dialed up here.
And they're going to get the left tackle. He was rocking back in his stance, so this should be a false start.
Dead ball. False start. Number 55 on the offense.
Wow, good call, Luke.
Third down.
I was due.
I don't ever see as
Okay,
much
on
as
the
you do.
snap. Still doubles. Still doubles. On the snap. Here we go.
And not many plays in the playbook for 3rd and 20.
Is this the default run up the middle, or are they going to give it a go and fling it downfield?
Screen and draw is usually a standard.
Balls away. Balls away.
Nice tackle there by Hunter Philabaugh.
As Brandon Main, the tight end for Snohomish, on the reception, the quick little out route. I think that really just a kind of a give-up play, just get a few yards
You right-footed.
and just play the field position game with Snohomish.
Tyler Messina lines deep for the Panthers to receive the punt.
And based on the last few times Messina's touched the ball, I would tell the if I'm the Shorewood special teams coach, I'm telling my punter, pick a spot out of bounds and boot it there.
Kicks away, kicks away.
Great kick on the rugby kick.
But a Snohomish bounce.
Great kick.
That was actually.
Good kick, but Snohomish was able to get a fortunate bounce, and they'll have the ball in there on their own 31. But really, a great start for Snohomish, who, again, defensively they've been struggling, so they start the game off with a 3-and-out. But before that, they got a quick 2-play drive for the touchdown, get up on Shorewood early.
Shorewood, a minute and 18 seconds into the game, 3 penalties. They're going to need to clean that up.
Yeah, that's not. That's gonna get. The coach will bring that to their attention at halftime. Trust me.
And tomorrow at 6 a.m. on the practice field.
Wow.
I don't recall too many 6 a.m. practices on a day after a game. But
They keep getting penalties like that, they will.
yeah.
That reminds me of another young gentleman there. Wasn't his name Stitch? Slippery.
Good run there on first Snohomish again. If you continue to get 6-7 yards on first down, it really just opens up the whole offensive playbook. And second and short, it's a great down and distance to go play action, take a shot deep.
Jacob Brandvold lining up on this side. Pretty good hands. He likes to run the deep route. Tyler Larson picks up the first down for the Panthers.
And that was a good run by him, by Larson. He just,
We're hot.
there wasn't a huge hole, so he just lowered his shoulders, got behind his pads, and kind of became his own blocker and drove the pile forward.
I got 11.
Here's the line. You're on the line.
See, that's the side judge telling the receiver, you're on the line. You're lined up correctly.
Conover dancing around, looking down.
Balls away.
Makes the catch.
Wow. Way to make something happen.
And that was a nice job there by Jacob Brandvold. Saw his quarterback scrambling, so he broke off his route and just found an open spot in the Shorewood defense and presented a good open target for Conover to hit.
Brandvold sat out last year with an injury. It's good to see him back on the field this year.
Here's the line.
Again, another positive first down play for Snohomish. They got 6 yards there, so they're staying right on schedule offensively.
Out to Brandvold again, lowers his head. Close to a first down. Oh, they're going to call it a first.
Is that the brother of the basketball phenom, Brandville?
That would be the basketball phenom.
That seemed like a generous spot. I thought we were going to be.
No, I mean, doesn't he have a sister that played?
Yeah, Katie. Yeah.
She was amazing.
She was amazing. I think she earned 12 letters in her high school career.
Not bad.
That's
Not bad.
That would be a lot more than me.
Okay, second down.
Boy, the guy that hit that, hit Messina there, that's the only way you can hit Messina, because you have to grab him and just watch right there.
Yeah, good form tackle. Brings the shoulder pads and the arms, wraps up, and brought him down. Held Messina just about a 3-yard gain. That's been the Shorewood's defense's best first down play so far of the night.
You're off the line.
All right, 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. Fake to Tyler Larson. Conover dancing around, nowhere to go. He's going to go down about midfield.
Third down.
And a trio of Shorewood defenders there, led by Kevin Hirota, number 8, the defensive lineman. Conover on a boot pass after taking the handoff, turned around and looked, and all he saw was white jerseys with blue helmets surrounding him, and there was really nowhere to go. And maybe he told him to throw away, but he didn't risk anything by trying to force a pass in there. So
You're off the line.
sometimes that's a sack you just have to take.
3rd and 13 for the Panthers. Conover rolls out to his right. Pressure's on. Ooh. Jacob Bramble lays out. If he would have made that catch, it still would have been 4th and long.
And good coverage there by Matt Bangsberg, the safety for Snohomish. On Brandvold. Did a good job keeping that backside hand off the receiver while the front side hand was able to make a play on the ball.
I got to tell you, Shorewood's looked a little bit better this series than.
Yeah, I think they settled down. They realized that they're in for a game, and for them it might be new territory just being a favorite.
4th and a lot. Snohomish also a fan of the rugby kick.
Oh, he's going to do something. See him rubbing his arm there? What is that? We're going to find out.
The quarterback punt is what that is.
Oh. Thanks, Luke.
Not a bad play at this point.
All right, let's take a quick break here, and we'll be right back.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice, too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
All right, 1st and 10 Thunderbirds down 7-0. Second possession of the game. Hands it off, sprints around the end. Jukes a couple of Panthers and is down for a pretty good gain, about 6 yards.
That was Robert Banks, the running back for Shorewood on that carry. Good job just finding some open space, letting his blockers do their job, and then just push the pile forward for getting what he could for a 6-yard gain.
Here's the line. You're on.
Well, he sees something he likes.
Oh, similar play to this side. Cuts it inside.
And we're going to have a flag.
Yeah, I got holding 52 white.
Well, there it is, fans. You heard it first.
Hey, red captain. You can decline.
And negates a run that would have gotten them,
further.
would have made it 3rd and 2.
Okay, so we're going to go back 10 from my flag. Repeat 2nd down.
Shorewood, way too many penalties early in this
Holding.
game.
Number 54, white. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still 2nd down. Number 52, actually. 52.
And all this is doing from the opening touchdown to Snohomish is 3 and out in the last, forcing a 3 and out in Shorewood's first possession is just giving the Panthers a lot more confidence as this game goes along.
You're on.
Brings up 2nd down, 15 ball to the 15-yard line.
Here we go.
Well, I can tell you I'm having more confidence in my wireless mic system.
Yeah, sounds great.
Those are wireless? Going for the short pass, tries to get around outside. Makai Williams making a nice tackle there.
J.R. Rouse, I think the receiver there on just a quick little bubble screen out of a bunch formation, which is a little different spin on that play. Now it's a 3rd and about 7 for the Thunderbirds, and so far all their passing game has just been a lot of short stuff out into the flats. Let's see if they can maybe push the ball upfield a little bit.
Panther lineman getting ready to make a push into the backfield here. Goes downfield. Oh, he's got room. Great throw, great catch.
Nice throw and a nice catch.
He broke.
Number 5, Joseph Williamson.
First down. First down.
The Snohomish defender, I don't think
They
thought they were going to throw that far on him.
The defensive backs there were flat-footed, and Joseph Williamson was the recipient of that.
Here we go.
Yeah, he was open.
They faked the little bubble screen, and he just released, and the Panther defense bit.
over, guys. Play over. Easy, guys.
Nice stop there for the Panthers on first down.
Carter Cole leading the charge there, and
Okay, here we go.
Mr. Referee, if you want the play to be over, blow the whistle.
I thought maybe it was a new thing this year where they yelled at him to stop the play.
You got to blow the whistle. Until players are taught, you play through the whistle.
You're on the line.
We'll see if the Panthers' red zone D can toughen up here. But that was a great play drawn up to throw it downfield like that.
Balls away.
Yeah, just a quick little out route to the tight end Brandon May, and they've thrown about 3 times now. You almost have to think that, like they did with those bubble screens where they finally faked it and hit the deep pass a couple plays ago, with these quick little out routes to the tight end, that you might see a pump and go, where they'll pump it, fake it, and then release someone up the field for a deep ball.
Looked like Josh DeHaan there with a nice stop.
Here's the line.
3rd and 12. Will they be looking for the end zone on this play? A lot of field over there on the right-hand side of the field. Oh, nice tackle again. 25, Josh DeHaan.
Great tackle by DeHaan, taking on the bigger tight end Maine. And if he does not make that tackle, there was a lot of running room out there for Maine. He probably would have scored. So great touchdown-saving tackle by DeHaan, and also sets up a 4th down.
Okay, 4th down. Here we go.
Sure, it looks like they're setting up for a long field goal.
Hang on, wait for my whistle,
35
guys.
yards,
Wait for my whistle.
which, yes,
okay?
at the high
Wait for
school
my
level, that's
whistle.
long.
Ready?
Blocked.
6 blocked.
Don't touch it, Snohomish. Don't touch it. Oh, what were you doing? Now, it looked like that might have been Messina who came in and blocked it.
Okay, guys, good job. Good job.
So Snohomish will take over.
But anytime I see a blocked field goal or punt that goes past the line of scrimmage, I have visions of Leon Lett on Thanksgiving.
Okay, 1st down.
Blast it. Now you're dating yourself.
Okay, here we go.
Well, after the great block, but then the miscue afterwards, the Panthers set up on their 5.
Doug. You're off.
Conover standing on his goal line. Hands it up the middle. Messina's got room.
Big hole up the middle. Great, nice job by the offensive line there for Snohomish. They really blew that open.
Okay, 1st down.
Just inside zone against a 3-man front of Snohomish. Inside zone is really, it's a great play against that kind of defense.
You're off.
Panthers a little breathing room here. Set up on about their 19. Looks like Tyler Larson going for some tough yards.
Okay, plays over, guys. Roll off.
2nd down.
2nd
It
down.
looked like they used Messina as a decoy, sending him one way and then Larson the other. But the Shorewood defense was not fooled. And Brandon Maine, who's been busy tonight, this time he makes a tackle for the Thunderbirds on defense.
You're off.
Brings up 2nd and 8, ball on the 22-yard line.
Conover drops back to pass, dumps it off. Looks like Tyler Larson breaks the tackle, keeps going for more. Good run. Should have been hit for a short gain. Kept it going, picks up the 1st down.
You get the linebacker for Shorewood there. He did about 95% of that play he did right. He read the screen, he was in position, he just didn't make the tackle, and Larson was able to break free and get the 1st down for the Panthers.
There's your whistle to stop the play.
Progress.
There you go. Like Snohomish tried to run another trap, and this time the Shorewood defense is not having it. Number 22 for the Thunderbirds. Of course, he's not in their TD. Why wouldn't he be? Caden Graves shooting into the backfield.
Conover with the keeper.
There's a design quarterback run there on a counter play for the quarterback. Fake the handoff to the back, keeping himself with pulling guard and tackle going the other way. Read well by the Thunderbirds.
Great pursuit by Shorewood on that play. Panthers 3rd and 6. Makai Williams lines up on the near side. Here comes Peyton Campbell, Tyler Messina to join him.
You're on.
This looks like a play where the Panthers like to roll out this way. We'll see.
Well, Snohomish got away with it. There could have been a penalty where they could have added yards to that because the way that the Panthers lined up, the tight end was covered up by the receiver down the line here, but he still released downfield. If that pass had been thrown, that's the illegal man downfield on the Panthers, so they got away with that.
Shorewood with great pursuit there.
And I'm going to guess that this won't be the quarterback punt. They're actually going to line up in a standard punt formation.
Center protection.
Wyatt Berg stepping back to punt. Here's the rugby kick again.
Kicks away.
Oof, not a good bounce. And didn't quite make it to the first down marker there.
It'd have been a great bounce if that was a pitching wedge, but we're not. This isn't golf. Yeah, Shorewood, now that they're getting their best field position of the night, and now let's see if they can take advantage of this.
James, your clock. Your clock, James. James, your clock.
And that's the thing with that rugby style punt. Yeah, sometimes that your momentum going that way, you can really get into it. Other times you mistime it and you get a short kick like that.
Plus, it hopefully eliminates the big run back. Met by a host of Panthers.
Credit about 9 guys on the defense with a part of the tackle there. Great pursuit by Snohomish. And after giving up 64 and 34 points in back-to-back weeks, the defense has stood tall in this first quarter. Really had a good accounting of themselves so far.
They probably had a come-to-Jesus meeting.
Yeah, I like to call it a paint-peeling discussion.
You're on. Quarter,
fellas.
And that's the end of one, with the Snohomish Panthers 7 to Shorewood Thunderbirds 0. And now a word from our sponsors.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Stadium here on a Friday night. Snohomish 7, Shorewood 0. Shorewood's second down.
Third down.
Little handoff off tackle there, not going for much. Sets up 3rd and long.
He sure looks good running, though, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
Robert Banks. Just watching him in warm-ups, he looked like one of the better athletes they have on the field for the Thunderbirds, and so you can see why they want to get him the ball as often as they can. Right now, 3rd and 9 for the Thunderbirds, and aside from the one deep pass, they haven't shown much of a willingness to push the ball downfield, anything beyond the flats.
Snohomish got everybody up within about 5 yards of the ball here.
Goes away. Goes away.
Wow.
Nice play.
First down.
Good throw and catch there for the Thunderbirds.
That was definitely a timing play there.
David
because
Snell
he hit him just boom.
Snell on the throwing a slant route to looked like it was number 5 Williamson, just on a quick slant, and there was enough of a cushion by the Snohomish DB that Williamson was able to catch the ball and run with it a little bit and get the first down.
Shorewood once again deep in Panther territory. Handoff coming this way, cuts inside.
A good pop down there. And a late flag.
What do you think it was?
It was thrown into the pile, so it could be a face mask or maybe even a targeting.
We're going to be just a little bit.
5-yard face mask.
A little short of the first down.
Nicely done.
It'll still be first down. It'll be a little bit short.
I'm 2 for 2, if you're keeping
Face
track.
mask on red on the defense.
Banks showing in the program at 5'8", 160. So for some of those big Snohomish linemen, boy, they got to really bend down to hit him around the waist.
He's hard to find. He gets behind those big linemen of his, and he'll just wait for the opening, and then he'll dart through.
Sets up the rare 1st and 1.
Not a bad place to maybe take a shot to the end zone here.
1st and 1. You don't have very many of those, do you?
No.
Snohomish knocks him out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain.
Just outside run there by Ibrahim Benzina. Another running back they'd like to get the ball to. And good job by the Shorewood blockers there, just sealing the edge on that side and allowing Benson to get upfield and get the yardage for the first down and then a little extra.
Shorewood threatening to score. First down and 10 on about the 15-yard line. Uh-oh. Oh, little trick play. He's open.
Wow.
Yeah, you called that. That was a little bit of a trick play, wasn't it?
Touchdown.
So 22, Caden Graves comes in at quarterback, hands it off to number 7, Skylar Hammer, who's also listed as a quarterback. So when you see 2 quarterbacks on the field, that should be an alert to the defense. Something might be up.
Should be an alert.
Did not get back pass.
Did not get picked up coming out of the backfield. Extra point is good. We've got a tie game.
Take a quick break.
Frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
And there was a good discussion about, I think it was Shorewood's alignment, how they had a quad set, but one of the inside receivers was covered up by someone on the outside, which means he cannot go downfield on a pass play. So the Snohomish head coaching staff is bringing that to the officials' attention to possibly be looking out for that later on in the game for a legal men downfield penalty.
So when we saw Coach Hammer going to the official with the live mic on, is that why we cut to commercial? Because
No, it's not. I didn't even see that happening.
it was a family-friendly conversation.
It was, and it was no, it was between. It was right after scoring, which we always go to commercial after scoring.
All right, number 8 looks like Trenton Brown with the kickoff here. Finds his blocker. Nice little return. Brings the Panthers out to about the 38.
Good field position again for the Panthers, and also smart move by the Thunderbirds kicking away from Messina, who the last couple of series hasn't really gotten the ball all that much. So I think from the Panthers, I might maybe make an effort to get him the ball this series, try to get him established before maybe using him as a decoy again.
Here's the line. You're off.
Messina lined up wide to the right. Looks like Larson in the backfield, tripped up for a short gain.
Second down.
Larson had a nice hole. I think he tripped up on one of his own linemen there, and otherwise that could have been a bigger play there for the Panthers.
Oh, he did have a nice hole.
Here's the line.
And Messina's lined up to the slot here at the bottom of the screen. Not nearly as much space for him to work with should he get the ball. There's Larson again up the middle. I think someone's running that trap play out of the pistol.
Nice burst of speed there for the first down.
Yeah, that's not necessarily trap, that's more of a fold play where the pulling blocker lineman will come more around another one of his teammates.
I got 11.
Good quick hitter.
Shorewood not fooled this time.
But
Big
good
pile up the middle.
Good second effort by Larson there.
Second down.
Second down.
Keeps turning the legs. It gets us about 3 yards.
Number 52, Tom Burt, got into the backfield there. Almost made a stop tackle for a loss for the Thunderbirds, but Larson was able to break free of that arm tackle and get what he could.
Injury.
Official's timeout. Official's
We have
timeout.
a Shorewood player down, holding his knee possibly.
Not sure what happened there. He was not involved in the play.
Cramps maybe?
8:38. Yeah.
I guess it's still early enough in the season for cramping to be an issue.
Injury timeout on the field.
Todd, do we have the trainer mic'd up?
We don't have the trainer
All
mic.
right, the trainer is not mic'd up.
Todd.
You know, if we go ahead and up our sponsorship rates a little bit, maybe we can get some different, get everybody mic'd up down there.
I'll leave you to discuss.
While there's a break in the action, we have some scores from around the league. 0-0,
Water. You can drink
21-7,
They did. They got it.
14-10, and of course 6-3. Those are your scores from around the league.
Who's playing?
I love that. That was the joke.
Who?
Scores from around the league.
I'm going to take a look, too, because I'm curious about a couple of them.
I'm curious about one, but I'm a little afraid to know what it is.
Okay, we got 11 white.
I'm assuming Todd's referring to Lake Stevens at Monroe.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big game. We have the
that's a
Stilly
big
Cup
game.
this week. We have a rivalry I'm very familiar with, Kamiak versus Mariner.
Last play. You're on the line. I told Doug on the last play. We talked about it.
All right, Todd Budis back up. Looks like Messina. He's got a little hole, makes a nice cut, bounces it.
He doesn't look it, and he's only listed at, 5'7", 155 pounds, but he ran with great power there, dragging a Shorewood tackler for a couple extra yards and picking up the first down.
One size smaller on that shirt the guy was holding on to. He might have had another 10 yards.
You're on the line.
Just with his speed and burst, he's a big play waiting to happen, so I'd try to get him the ball a little more often.
Larson up the middle with a good burst of speed.
Plays away, guys. Plays away.
Great hole open up there by the Panther offensive line.
First down.
Looking at the replay again. Just right up the gut, almost like a dive play, and they blew that hole wide open, and Larson went several yards before he even getting touched by a defender.
It looked like Carter Cole leading the surge there, bursting downfield, leaving the Stoltz brothers to do the blocking up front.
You're on the line.
Brothers who block together.
Shorewood read that play. Great pursuit by the defense there. Wrap it up Messina as soon as he caught the ball.
Second down, but it's
And Messina, just a little bubble screen, and Cole Becker, the defensive back for Shorewood, he's playing pretty tight up to the line. And usually, if I'm an offense and I'm calling a bubble screen to one side, and I see DBs in press coverage there, I want to check out of that play, go to something else.
Uh-oh. Blitz coming.
Nice play running away from the blitz, and they will get a bit of a crease there for Larson. Sets up
Wait, that's not right.
about a 3rd and 8 for the Panthers.
Just most recent.
Glacier Peak Fan Club just announcing that they are up 14-0 over Jackson.
That's a big rivalry game, too.
Got it low.
But Shorty runs a 3-3-5 defense, and that's
Here's the
a
line.
defense that relies a lot on the
You're
blitz,
on.
so it's kind of a feast or famine type of deal. So if you catch them just right, you can get a lot of big plays.
Conover throws it this way to Messina. He's got room, and you're not going to catch him when Messina gets around the corner. That's his second touchdown reception of the night.
And speaking of feast or famine, look at the replay here. There was no blitz there, but they just bit on the play fake to Larson, and the guys who would have been the linebacker who was responsible for Messina, he never got out there into the flattened time, and Messina caught it with a lot of room to run, and that's for opposing defense. That's the last thing you want to see when playing Snohomish.
Good throw by Conover, putting him where someplace Messina could catch it and run with it. Herrera adds the extra point. Panthers 14-7 with 6:32 left in the quarter.
Well, that just shows the effectiveness of running Larson up the middle again and again. Then you fake it to him, the linebackers bite, you get Messina out wide open. Big play.
Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
All right, welcome back to Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
Coliseum.
Yeah, it's a Coliseum now. 14-7. Panthers with the lead. 6:32 left.
I know of a few Coliseums, and I didn't realize this was one of them. But hey, whatever.
Molly Terrace must have been an early game because they beat Nathan Hale 31-8.
That might have been the 5 o'clock at Edmonds Stadium.
Does Nathan Hale still have Michael Porter Jr.?
No.
Oh. Nice return.
A missed tackle and then breakdown in coverage lanes by the Panthers led to that, and now Shorewood again has good field position right around the 40-yard line. Let's see if now they can answer again the Messina touchdown and tie this game up.
Nice catch.
And it was Coach Hammond for Snohomish. He brought it to the officials' attention. Illegal men down the field by Shorewood. Let's see if the Thunderbirds continue to do so, and if they do, will that get penalized?
With 6:38 left in the second quarter, Lake Stevens 21, Monroe 7.
Still a game.
Monroe might start the season 0-3.
Wow. Fumble. Panther ball.
How about that? And the freshman, number 40, Braden Ulrich, coming up with the ball.
It's a nice job there by the young man.
Not too many times you see a true freshman starting at middle linebacker there.
They have true freshmen and redshirt freshmen in high school. That's new.
It is Snohomish.
At the big school level, you don't see a lot of freshman linebackers. Shore just running a wham play where they had the tight end lined up as a wingback. He came across to trap block, but ball popped loose, and the young man was in the right place at the right time.
Ulrich had a sack last week in the Glacier Peak game, and the linemen were sure to let the GP linemen know that they gave up a sack to a freshman. So
that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
And Larson again, bouncing that one on the outside. When I was a coach at Kamak, we had one player as a freshman start for us at middle linebacker, but he was good enough that as a sophomore he was first team All-State. So he
there are those special
he was special until wakeboarding.
Cena looking for a hole, cannot find one.
You think after that, after 2 touchdowns, the Shorewood defense isn't keying in on 21 now? And the great gap control there by the Thunderbirds also. Every player had his gap, really allowing Messina no room to run.
Messina last year on track, I think, took 4th or 5th in state in the 200-meter dash.
That's pretty good.
That's faster than me.
And me.
Conover drops back. Looking downfield for Messina.
Oh, he had him briefly.
Looked like it was there.
Snohomish looking at the replay here. Messina on the corner out running a smash concept where number 1 receiver hitches up and does a curl, and then they run a corner route over top of it, and it broke open. I think if Conover throws it a step sooner, he'd have had him.
It also looked like the defender might have made a great play there. It's tough to tell from our angle.
He like I said, if Conover throws it a little sooner, the defender doesn't get there as the ball gets there. 4th and 8, and we're going to see another quick kick here. No,
it's Messina with a big hole. First down and a lot more. Gutsy call by the Panthers with 4th and 9.
Gutsy, you had to run looked like a trap play on 4th and 9. Which is what it was. Number 77, Joel Boland pulling around, making the key block to spring Messina. Gutsy call, but it worked. And
is that a call that you say was made by the booth? Somebody saw something on the last few 4th downs and said, you know what, this is going to work.
Well, you just maybe against that formation, you see that how they line up and say, hey, we can maybe spring the trap, especially if we think they're pinned back looking to get linemen up the field to rush the passer. Because a trap play works when you get defensive linemen coming hard up the field, then you swing someone around from the other side that they don't see, and you basically ear hole them.
Great defensive play there by number 22, Caden Graves. Grabbing Larson from behind and just throwing him down like a rag doll.
You're on the line.
Second about 13 for Snohomish.
Conover hits Messina, and Shorewood finally decides to cover up Messina.
I'm going to say incomplete, and bubble screen. And you look on the replay here, 3 Shorewood defensive backs all within 5 yards of line of scrimmage. Get out of that play. Audible out of it. Call something else. You have one guy trying to block 3, or he's blocking 1 and you're hoping Messina makes 2 miss. That's just that's great defense there, but again, give your quarterback the freedom to get out of a bad play.
And number 19, Peyton Campbell, I don't think he knew which one of the 3 guys to block. He tried, though.
Yeah, he tried.
Conover drops back.
Balls away.
Just gets it over the lineman's hands.
4th down.
Gain of about 4. Looks like Jacob Brandvold again. Sets up 4th down and 9.
And I don't think it looks like Snohomish is maybe bringing a field goal unit.
Set it in the field goal unit.
It's a trick play.
It'll be about a 40-yard kick.
This will be the Panthers' longest attempt of the year so far.
Hold your whistle. Hold your whistle.
Plus, I think they're only
41
field
yards.
goal.
37 and 12.
41-yard kick. I sound like the Shorewood player got a piece of that.
No good. Touchback.
I thought I heard a bump.
Touchback, fellas. Touchback. 20-yard line.
You know, Skylar Hammond who came in. If he didn't get a piece of that, he may have affected it.
White, back here. You're on the 20.
Why are they on the 20?
I don't know. It's not it shouldn't be a touchback just
That's
because
what he said it was a touchback. He called it a touchback.
That's a new one on to me.
Because of the deflection.
So they said that was a block kick. If it's a block kick, then okay, it's a touchback. But if there was no, I didn't see the officials make a signal that the kick was blocked.
You're on.
3:45 left in the second.
Ball's away.
Got a man open. Brandon Main with a nice catch and run.
Man, the tight end, getting him again on a little out route. And he's been pretty busy tonight. That's about the 5th or 6th ball that he's caught tonight. All on about that same type of route. You got to think that with that play call happening so frequently, that the Shorewood offensive staff, they're trying to set something up where they fake it to him and try to hit someone deep.
Ball's away. Ball's away.
Nice catch. Gain of about 7 for Shorewood. Slowly marching down the field.
Jero Rouse on the reception again. They send the outside receivers downfield deep, and the slot receivers, Rouse and then Main, the tight end, on quick little out routes.
He just wants to see me screwed up on
And the flats opened up, and he hit Rouse for the nice gain.
He's a 2nd and 3.
You're on.
Second 3, 3 minutes left. Looks like a delay game.
Delay a game. Offense, 4. 5 yards. Still first down.
If the back judge throws his flag before the ball is snapped, that's usually a delay of game because he's the one who's in charge of the play clock.
Who can complain? Hey, number 40, fix your shoulder pad.
Well, took second short, made it second long for Shorewood.
Ball's away.
Bubble screen to Rouse, sets up a 3rd and short. Good pursuit by the
Okay, 3rd down.
Panther
3rd down.
defense there.
Clock ticking down here in the second.
I think if Shore's able to get this first down here, you might see more of a sense of urgency moving forward on this drive as they get with 2 minutes remaining.
You're on the line.
Bunch formation for Shorewood. Probably another bubble screen. They love that play.
Oh, low snap.
4th down.
Almost looked like the quarterback jumped before he got the ball.
Yeah, he took a little bit of a half step backwards, and the snap was low anyways, right around his shins. And had to play shortstop there for a second, just falling on the ball, and now Snohomish is going to take a timeout.
Timeout, Snohomish.
Give their offense as much time on the clock as they can to try to go downfield and score.
We'll be right back.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Yep.
All right, looks like 4th and long for Shorewood. Messina lined back deep for the punt.
Okay, 4th down, here we go.
We'll see if he goes back a little
down.
deeper this time, being the last one was over his head.
I would punt this out of bounds if I was Shorewood, but we'll see.
Kicks away, kicks away. Plays away, guys, plays away, plays away.
Carroll with the punt. Ball down to the
Didn't quite get it out of bounds, but he got it pretty close to the sidelines. Good job keeping it away from
Good
Messina.
job, Luke, good job.
And even though it didn't go to bounds, they kept it outside of the numbers, which even had Messina fielded the punt there, he's really pinned up against the sideline, would made for a tough return.
First and 10 for the Panthers on their 30-yard line.
I got to figure out why the
Here's your line.
yard marker is not on my scoreboard.
Yeah, that's throwing me off, Todd.
If it's on their scoreboard, it should be on mine.
Come on, Todd.
Uh-oh.
White timeout. White timeout.
Shorewood timeout.
Timeout White.
Shorewood.
That's our first timeout now.
Some confusion defensively, and so with a minute 40 left, so we're
Timeout,
2-minute drill for Snohomish. Typically, a lot of offenses on the first play of a 2-minute drive, something safe, something easy, and then try to get some momentum going. So you might see a screen, draw, or quick slant, just something easy, something to get the quarterback's confidence up and get the offense moving. And then you'll probably see a lot of no huddle and just moving with a lot more sense of urgency. As a coach, when you call
Messina breaks through! Messina! Touchdown Panthers!
a player or two that you want to call based on
Front now.
the current play.
Finding an extra level. Back to pass, fake over the middle. Caught touchdown! Kenneth Williams!
Typically not.
Yeah. You're on.
You want to score, and you also want to use as much of the clock as possible on these 2-minute drives.
Balls away.
There it is. He's got Peyton Campbell.
Oh.
Fingertip catch.
Well, they faked the bubble screen to Messina, and you saw about 2 or 3 Shorewood defenders bite. They got all 3 of them look at Messina, and Campbell goes by them all, makes a great fingertip catch. So I was wrong about the screen, but they fake it.
And on the other side of the play, we had a receiver running wide open with nobody around
Yeah,
him.
they had plenty. He had plenty of options.
Great call by the Panthers there to finally fake that toss to Messina with the 3 guys hanging out near to stop him. Campbell with a great fingertip catch there.
I got it.
They ran the trap, but the running back actually ran outside of the block. It was a nice game, but he could have had more, and he gone inside.
You're on the line.
Number 10, Landon Orgo, Panther quarterback, lined up on the field. So Panthers going with the 2 quarterback formation. Oh, Messina's got room. They're not going to stop him.
That was a breakdown by the Shorewood defense there. Messina started up inside, and all the Shorewood defenders sucked in. Messina was able to bounce it outside, and there was no one there. And it wouldn't matter how far away from the end zone he was going to score. Nice, good vision there by Messina. See that open space on the outside and break it there and go to the end zone.
Herrera in for the extra point. It's good. We've got a 21-7 game with the 0-2 Panthers just punching it in the mouth of the 2-0 Thunderbirds.
Daniels McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Welcome back to Panther Stadium.
Regardless, even if it's water,
Not Coliseum. It is
Panther
Panther Stadium there. 21-7 Panthers, 58 seconds left in the half. Tyler Messina with 3 touchdowns tonight, really sniffing the end zone.
It's been the Tyler Messina show for Snohomish, and you got to think for both teams, a big part of the halftime adjustments would be for Shorewood, stop Messina, but for Snohomish will be what are some of the other ways we can get him the ball, because the Thunderbirds, they're kind of wise to the bubble screen, and they were able to exploit that for the long pass to start that 2-minute drive. Now they got to find different ways to keep getting him the ball to keep the Thunderbird defense off balance.
Brewer lined up to kick. Oh, little razzle-dazzle, and it's going to cost Shorewood as Snohomish recovers.
It almost looked like the Sherwood returner who was supposed to take that reverse handoff, he just wasn't ready for it. He looked like he wasn't expecting to get the ball. Maybe he thought it was supposed to be a fake handoff.
Josh DeHaan alertly jumps on the ball.
And wow, you talk about a chance for the Panthers to really go for the jugular here. If they can go up, score another touchdown here in these last 54 seconds to go up, that'd be huge going into halftime.
Huge miscue by the Thunderbirds right there.
Balls away, balls away.
And they took a shot. Snohomish took a shot there, play action, throwing a post route. But the Shorewood defender was actually one closest to the ball. Of course, also a good pass rush there in the face of the QB.
Snohomish not playing it safe.
Hey,
chucking it downfield.
When you're 0-2 and this is your conference opener, go for it.
Machina motions wide. Larson up the middle. He's going to get stopped for a gain of a couple.
I don't see anyone for Snohomish asking for a timeout. No, they are going to call a timeout.
Okay, timeout red. Timeout red.
Yes, yep.
That run to Larson there, I think they motioned Messina across, and they're trying to catch the Shorewood defense looking more at him, trying to get Larson up the middle on a quick hitter, but the Thunderbirds were not fooled.
We're out.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Guys, let's go, Red. Let's go.
All right, 3rd and long for the Panthers.
They do have a timeout remaining, and if they're willing to kick a 41-yard field goal earlier in the game, they are within what they consider their field goal kicker's range. So they're definitely going to try to get the first down here, but they also don't want to take a negative play.
Trips right. Conover wants to pass. Takes a deep drop. He's.
Looking for Messina on a post route. He was the number 3 receiver on the trips. And it looked like it was a Jarrah Rouse on the coverage there, but the coverage may have been a little too good.
Okay, so we're going to go.
Looked like it was the backside hand that grabbed a hold of Messina's shoulder or hip and pulled him down.
Watch Peyton Campbell down the middle of the field with nobody on him. There he is. He's open.
Half the distance we go. First down.
But you like to get the ball to your best player.
Yeah, it's, when you have a definite number one guy, it can be. It's real easy for a quarterback to often focus in on him.
First and goal. Hey. Put it on the inside of the line. Luke, on the inside
10-yard
of the line.
penalty in high school for that.
There you go. Never mind.
Not like the pros where it would be
Spot foul. I think it was half the distance to the goal.
Half the distance.
Yeah.
One timeout remaining for the Panthers, 35 seconds. Tyler Larson sees the hole. He's in.
Oh, there's a flag. There is a flag.
That one's coming back.
Watch out. There's a huge hole, and you wonder if that huge hole was aided by a hold.
Yep, red called with the. That was a ginormous hole.
10 yards. Still first down. Okay, the result was a touchdown.
57.
Still first down. Holding.
Got the set?
Well, thanks to our ref, Mike, we were able to hear what's going on there.
Derek Steltz, who may be apologizing to Tyler Larson in the huddle or in the locker room at halftime.
29 seconds, one timeout remaining. Ball on the 15.
Back up. You're on the line.
See Messina in the slot up top of the formation. There's three guys there, so they're aware of him.
Conover rolls out. Got Jacob Brandwell, but he's going to throw back the other way to Peyton Campbell.
Wow, I did not like that decision by Conover. He had another receiver open in the flat.
Second down.
Right there, breaking open.
Yep, Jacob Brandwell.
Right, he had Brandfield open right away. If he sees that, may not be a touchdown, but they get a lot closer, and Brandfield would have had a chance to get out of bounds as well because he's running an out-breaking route.
Second and a lot, 23 seconds remaining.
Plus, you always want to tell a quarterback when you're rolling to your right, you don't want to throw back to your left. Just ask Sam Darnold.
Messina motions wide. Conover drops back to pass.
Screen.
Oh, Larson's got room.
Wow.
Tiptoes.
Great job by Larson staying in bounds. He showed great balance and agility there doing so. Just a little screen pass to the left. And
Todd, do we have a pylon cam to see how close he was to the sideline there? Because he was close as he was tiptoeing.
Listen, I talked to somebody named Jay, or I left a message for the Jay at Snohomish High School. I said, hey, I need a camera person down on the field.
Herrera 4 for 4, taking advantage of the Shorewood miscue. 14 seconds left. I don't think Shorewood tries any more razzle dazzle on the kickoff like that.
No, they're gonna put that one in the away for the night and maybe revisit it in practice next week. But so Todd, is the pylon cam in for part of next year's budget?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And you really couldn't ask for a better start to this game for Snohomish. They're up 27. Assuming Shorewood doesn't do anything big here in these last 14 seconds, the Panthers will take a 3-touchdown lead going into halftime in their conference opener against a team that really kind of sort of announced itself as a possible contender last week by beating Meadowdale the way they did. But if you're Coach Hammer, you get in the halftime, you don't want the players to feel too good about themselves. You want to really reinforce. Let's keep the pedal to the metal. Let's keep after them and put them away.
Snohomish doing a great job of keeping penalties to a minimum tonight. We did have the touchdown called back for a holding, but then the Panthers regrouped and scored anyway. Herrera getting ready to kick off. Kicks it out of bounds to eliminate the return.
They wanted it in 35.
And as Herrera comes to the sideline, he is avoiding coaches at all cost. I've been a special teams coordinator. I when that happens, I'm usually making a beeline for my kicker.
Do they want it there?
Jeff.
Of course, I would also gauge the mood of my head
Okay,
of the head
35.
coach, and
35, yeah.
do I need to protect the kicker from the head coach, or do I need to get after him myself?
35-yard line, first down.
Great field position, but just 13 seconds remaining.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No one touched that ball, so that last that 1 second that came off the clock should not have.
To put the time back to 14
Yeah, the official's talking about the time should be back at 14 seconds. No one touched the ball. But it looks like the Thunderbirds are going to take a knee here and just go into halftime and
Say what happened.
Talk things over and try to figure out how do we stop this number 21.
Boy, the Panther defense really struggled week one, looked a little better last week, threw a great first half. Other than the long pass play, has really kept Shorewood down to a minimum.
It was a long pass and a trick play.
Long pass and a trick play, yep.
That's what's gotten Snohomish. And meanwhile, Shorewood, they got to talk about how do we contain number 21.
All right, well, that's the half. Let's go ahead and take a little break, and we'll come back just before we kick off for the third quarter.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Well, probably more than a word.
Oh,
Probably
a bunch of words.
Several words.
You can say other things before we go to break. You know.
Oh. Here we go.
Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens will help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks. When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens,
Fred's Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back. Fred's Rivertown Ale House was established in July of...
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's. McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud. Hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting.
Breaks through. Messina! Touchdown Panthers! Front now. Finding an extra level. Back to pass. Fakes over the middle. Caught! Touchdown! Kenneth Williams!
Welcome back to Snohomish, where the Panthers take a 28-7 lead. The 0-2 Panthers sticking it to the 2-0 Shorewood Thunderbirds.
Are we in Snohomish or Snohomish?
Snohomish.
Yeah, great first half for the Panthers. After 2 weeks of barely their defense, that unit has really stepped up, holding the Thunderbirds to only 7 points. And really the only thing they've given up was a long pass play and then a trick play. But aside from that, they've been able to hold the Thunderbird offense in check. Meanwhile, on the offensive side of the ball, they've got it was a Tyler Messina, 3 touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 running, and he's really just been super dangerous whenever he's gotten the ball. So you got to think Shorewood at halftime spent a lot of their defense adjustment time thinking, how do we stop 21? And also we talked about this off the air at halftime, when Shorewood was walking off the field into the locker room, they looked shell-shocked. Like they didn't know what just hit them.
They were stunned. Their shoulders were down. They were drooping.
And just the looks on their faces was not good. So
heads were hanging. You
got to think part of the halftime talk from the coaches was, hey, get them fired up, and hey, we're still in this game. We get the ball to start the second half. If we can go down and score, we're right back in it.
Here's some first half stats that Todd provided me. 27 yards, 56 yards, 12 yards, 2 yards, -5, and 126. Those are your first half stats from STSPN, the local sports authority.
Moving on, Snohomish is set to kick off the ball.
So we'll see what kind of offense Shorewood comes out with.
Yeah, big series to open the half for both teams. If Shorewood can get a score, they're right back in it. If Snohomish can get a stop, they really can seize momentum and control of this game. And yes, I would put that reverse handoff on the kickoff return away for the night.
And I don't think he kicks it out of bounds here. Oh, dropped it again. Ooh. Possible block in the back there.
No call,
the Panthers drop him down on about the 15.
He ran a long way to get about 5.5 yards. That often you teach, unless you have a design left or right return, you teach kick and punt returners when you get the ball, try to get upfield as fast as you can. You don't want to go. You don't want too much lateral movement. You want to go straight ahead.
Stitch just sent us a shout out. Shout out to the announcers.
Thank you, Stitch, for using the Twitter poll tonight, sending us some tweets.
I always like watching him run.
Great pass play. Gets upfield.
Rouse on the reception for Shorewood. They sent one receiver deep, cleared out some space. Rouse running an out route underneath that. Well-designed play and a good start to this drive for the Thunderbirds.
Pick up a 25 for Shorewood, which they desperately needed before this game is completely out of hand.
Well, again, if they can get a score right here, they're right back in it.
Yeah.
2-possession game. I've seen plenty of those turn real quick.
Absolutely. Bad spot right in the hands.
Yeah, he had him open, and the receiver just, I think, looked like he just took his eyes off the ball right as the ball was getting there. Would have had enough yards for the first down and a little bit extra. And he's able to break open because they ran Maine on another quick little out route. And I think it looked like 2 Snohomish defenders went to him and left open space behind him.
Well, we'll see if Shorewood will keep attacking here.
High and behind. That's more on the quarterback. That would have been a tough catch for any receiver not named Odell Beckham.
But going Yeah, he knew he was going to get hit as he was throwing it.
And that's the thing with quarterback. Even when you know you're going to get hit, step into it and make the throw and put it on target. And the receiver was open on the slant route. It was just almost impossible for him to make that catch.
Looked like Meyer Brecken there with the pursuit. 3rd and 10 for Shorewood. Orick, the middle linebacker, looking like he wants to blitz.
He backs out.
Not a good throw.
That had no chance.
Not a good throw.
Just watching the replay here. Snohomish, they send 5. Not great pressure, but the quarterback for Shorewood never really planted his feet. Snell, he never got his feet set, and when your feet are not set, it's really hard to make an accurate throw.
Well, just like that, 50 seconds into the second half, Shorewood's punting. Messina back deep.
Good kick.
Pretty good return. Dances through a couple of guys, and Snohomish going to get the ball on the 32-yard line.
Not a bad kick. He caught the ball just inside the numbers, where if a returner's going to catch it, that's where you want him to. But even then, Messina did a good job making a couple of guys miss and getting almost 12 yards on that run back.
Conover looks to take the snap. The senior having a pretty good season for the Panthers. There it is, Tyler Larson banging through for a few tough yards. Forward progress will give him about.
Good initial surge by Larson, but then better pursuit by the Thunderbird defense, leading to about a 4-yard gain.
Take it down.
Brings up 2nd and 6, ball on the 35-yard line.
And now it's vital that Shorewood gets a stop here, because another Snohomish touchdown, and you start to wonder if this game gets out of reach.
You're on.
Conover with the keeper. He's got a lot of room.
And he'll get the first down.
Okay, first down.
Little zone read, and looked like Conover that time. He wasn't reading a defensive end, which is typically what you see on his zone read. I think he was reading a linebacker. And when the linebacker that he was reading went towards Larson, he pulls it, keeps it himself, found an opening, and was able to get nice yardage there.
Here's the line. You're on.
Good play call there by the Snohomish coaches. Larson again up the middle. He's got a hole. He's got a room.
Great hole open up by the line, and then also great effort there by Larson, breaking some tackles and getting the yards after contact.
Runs right into number 77 there. Slowed him down a bit.
He also got slowed down by running over a Shorewood tackler, too. For those who play Madden, that's a truck stick.
You're on.
And for the record, I haven't played Madden in years, so.
That's okay if you're addicted.
I'm good.
Second down.
Larson again up the middle. Few tough yards.
That time, Snohomish had a little wrinkle of sending Messina on a fly sweep motion.
Okay.
Trying to see if they can draw a couple of Shorewood defenders towards him. But the Thunderbird defense did not bite.
2nd and 8. Snohomish taking a little extra time in the huddle.
Yeah, when you have a 3-touchdown lead in the second half, there's no need to hurry.
He might be telling guys what passing route he wants them to take. Drops back deep. Ooh. Jukes them. He's got guys open. Makai Williams. Just overthrew him.
He had him. He showed great escapability. I've been wanting to use that word tonight. Avoids the rush and just overthrew him by a couple of feet. Again, often especially on deep balls that are incomplete, if the ball gets out just a little sooner, you can hit them on time and in stride.
You're on.
Third and 8 for the Panthers. It's you-know-who with the ball. Picks up the first down.
Tell you what, Messina's been the flash, but it's been Larson who's been the workhorse tonight. Some on a little counter play to the left off tackle and follows his blockers and does a great job doing the rest, getting that first down.
Hammer brings it down enough before he gets a Snohomish first down.
Here's your line. You're back up. One more. You're off.
Conover directing people where he wants them to go.
Running the trap play with
Second down.
Larson.
Okay, second down.
And they've had quite a bit of success with running this trap all night against the Thunderbirds. Larson just up the middle and
Put Snohomish on the 20. Shorewood needs to decide if they're going to stop Snohomish or make it a game, or if they're just going to get rolled over here.
This is a very important sequence here for the defense with the Thunderbirds.
Messina juking through, and he's going to be close to a first down.
Third down.
Third down. Third down.
He's close. I think he's going to be a little short. He danced a little bit in the hole. I would like to see him just hit it hard, get what you can, and I think that would have been enough to move the sticks. But I think that little extra movement he had in the hole was what allowed the Thunderbird defense to stop him short.
Third and about just under a yard.
You're on.
Larson, the workhorse, lined up deep, and he gets it, and he's got the first down.
Hey, first down.
Counter tray, which is what they ran last time they had it on third down. Similar result, which is a first down for the Panthers.
Snohomish smelling blood here. Ready to put Shorewood away for the night.
You're on.
You're not going to do Don Meredith and sing, are you?
No singing in the booth.
Okay, good.
That is an STSPN rule.
That is a rule.
Looks like Conover with the keeper, spins around.
Plays over, guys. Plays over.
Quarterback counter this time the other direction to the right. I think that's a rule I've broken once.
Second down. Second down.
The officials not blowing the whistle after the play there, but once again telling the players that the play is over.
Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. If you want them to know the play's over, blow the whistle.
Got it. You're on the line.
Looks like Larson is going to get another touchdown.
I tell you what, they're going to keep running that trap play until Short figures out how to stop it, because it's been working almost every time they ran it. They do it again, and the pulling guard really had no one to block that time, but still a huge hole opened up in the middle, and Larson could have walked in across the goal line.
Wait for my whistle, okay? 9. Wait for my whistle.
Herrera having a good night.
Kicks away.
Just gets over, but enough to make it 35-7 Panthers. Now a word from our sponsors.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back to Snohomish. 35-7, the 0-2 Panthers over the 2-0 Thunderbirds.
I tell you what, when I did a little bit of research on the two teams, I did not see this coming. I thought maybe the Snohomish offense could put a little more pressure on than what the Thunderbird defense has seen all year, but I didn't see this. I didn't see the Snohomish defense playing as well as it has and turning this game into a rout.
2 of the 3 Herald sports writers this week picking Shorewood over Snohomish. They're probably a little surprised too.
Oh, flag.
Offsides, I think, on the kickoff team.
White. Offsides on the white, I believe. Let's wait for the call. Oh, no.
That was close. Let's see that again.
False start on the kicking team.
Should be offsides usually because they're.
Here it comes.
Couple guys were ahead of the kicker.
What number do we have on that one?
I agree. Not sure why it was a false start, but
It should be called offsides.
48. 48. That's what I think I heard.
28 red.
a rare penalty for Snohomish tonight.
Yeah, they played a pretty clean game tonight.
They were really plagued the first 2 weeks with penalties.
I know it's an 8.
He's trying to tell the coach.
Someone with an 8 on his jersey.
It was 28.
No, 48.
He was wearing red. The ball bounces out of bounds.
And now a coach is coming out to talk to Herrera, and
35.
And we're going to keep it right here.
In a way that Herrera understands, you will not kick it out of bounds the rest of the night.
35.
Stop that.
I think Joey just yelled, "Do we have another kicker?"
Fraction on the kicking team. Well, we play at 35.
I have heard coaches use similar phrasing, maybe for other positions as well, to get a player's attention that your position isn't as solid as you think.
Okay, I got 11.
Here's the line. You're on.
All right, Shorewood, what have you come up with to move the ball down the field? Probably a little pass to the flats.
They've been doing that a lot, so I think maybe they might fly sweep.
Well, he kept his feet moving.
Yeah, Rouse initially got stuffed right around the line of scrimmage, but he did a good job leaning forward, keeping those feet moving.
Second down.
And they got a few extra yards.
It looks like the Panthers had the opportunity to make the play in the backfield there.
Well, you mentioned, passing the flat. They're throwing a lot of those, so you got to think a pump and go off of that should be coming soon.
You're on.
Especially if Shore wants to get back in this ball game.
Tough 2 yards there.
Robert Banks, the running back there for Shorewood.
Whole host of Panthers bringing them down.
So it's up to 3rd and short. A little surprised by Shore. They're not showing a whole lot of urgency here on this drive. They got to score, and they can't waste a lot of time doing it.
There's your line. You're on the line.
3rd and 2, it looks like.
Buzz away, buzz away, buzz away.
Oh, nearly
Easy
picked
up,
off
guys, easy up.
on the tip.
What?
4th down.
And that would be sophomore Caden Keithley there, almost coming up with that ball.
When he hits him after that, then I foul.
Caden's dad, Russ, a former Panther, and played football for UW.
There's some good genetics there. Good bloodlines.
It helps. It helps.
That's what I've heard.
4th down.
I'm assuming Shorewood's going for it, not punting away here.
I got 11.
Because at 35-7, you may as well.
Yeah, you might as well.
Here's
If
the
you
line.
have any
Here's the line.
hopes of getting back into this, you can't be punting the ball very often.
Oh, he's got room. He's got a lot of room.
Robert Banks, and
Hey, we're clean. We're clean.
and the box score, it's a long touchdown run by Banks, but a lot of the credit has to go to the Shorewood offensive line, that right side. They really pinned in the Snohomish defense there, allowing Banks to get the edge and get up the field.
Okay, guys,
Looked like number 5, Joseph Williamson, with a great block there.
And that's another thing. When wide receivers block, 10-yard runs turn into 50-yard runs, and so on and so forth. Wide receivers, when they block, big plays happen.
Kicks away.
Play's over.
Okay, I gotcha.
There it is. Plays over. No whistle. Plays over.
I think I heard a whistle.
Did you hear a whistle?
There might have been a whistle. Still, blow the whistle.
So 4 minutes, 21 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Daniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Onside kicks, but don't.
All right, welcome back to Snohomish, where the Panthers lead at 35-14. Shorewood barely sticking around in this game with the big play on 4th down there.
And you heard some, just before we came out of the break, we heard some chatter on the Snohomish sideline about be aware of a possible onside kick. So you definitely tell your front guys on the kickoff return line, do not move until you see the ball kicked over your head.
Good advice there.
End of the third quarter, Arlington Eagles 21, Stanwood Spartans 7.
And they're going to kick it to number 21. The great coverage there by Shorewood.
That's it's one of the better jobs Shorewood's done on Messina all night.
Okay, first down, red.
Thanks, Todd, for filling us in on that Stanwood score. I know our fans were just on edge.
Hey, it's the Steely Cup.
Aren't you in their division there?
It's the Steely Cup.
Here's the line.
Do you have a Lake Stevens Monroe update there?
42-14 with 9:03 left.
Oh, great play.
Great play by the defender. He looked like he might have had some yards ahead of him if he catches that pass.
Yeah, that ball got to Messina. There was some spit. He'd been one-on-one with a defender. But great job by the Snohomish defender. It looked like it was number 30, Cole Becker, getting his hand on that pass.
Becker, huge play. I think I'd put my money on Messina on a one-on-one there with the ball.
Yeah, so if you can deny him the ball on a pass play, that's preferred.
Runner was down. Runner was down.
I heard one of the George Carlin's 7 words you can't say.
Yeah. Well, you can on here because I allow them.
It's the internet after all. Third and about 5 for Snohomish. And tell you what, again, the splash plays have been Messina, but Larson is really carrying the load for this Panther offense tonight.
Larson again gets the first down and more. Dragging a few guys with him.
They needed 4, and he got about 10.
Yeah, Larson will be feeling it tomorrow.
First down.
But when you win, it's a good hurt.
Yes.
And
when you break that losing streak on your home field.
I know it's still a little early for the player name discussion, but after the first half, I was thinking definitely Messina. But right now, I'm starting to lean towards Larson. The Shore defense does a much better job on Larson that time. maybe get half a yard.
Second down.
I'm thinking the Snohomish O-line because they've been opening some holes.
Well, we only have one T-shirt.
and I don't think it's a 4XL.
But I have given a player of the game before on a radio broadcast to hold offensive line. But yeah, right. I would have to think Larson's well over 100 yards rushing tonight.
There he goes.
And he adds to it with about 11 more.
Okay, first down.
They're just going to keep pounding it away at him. Bellevue leads Garfield 8-6.
That's interesting.
Man, we're hot. We're rolling.
Of course, Garfield's got a couple of players who are pretty highly recruited. So.
You're on.
Yeah, we may see more of that trap play that Snohomish has ran a lot tonight until such as
Conover with the keeper.
That looked like a quarterback trap there.
Second down.
Or the quarterback counter. The pulling tackle got tripped up. But yeah, design quarterback run, and they're running him just enough to keep the defense honest.
Gain of 9. Keeps the clock moving. Shorewood D's got to be tired.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm telling Conover, you don't snap the ball until you see the back judge's arm.
You're on.
When he raises his arm, that means there's 5 seconds left on the play clock.
Pass away, pass away.
Threw it deep. I don't know if the route got mixed up there or what.
It was just 4 verticals, and it looked like he may be trying to hit his tight end.
Former Glacier Peak
Brandon
head coach Roy Rosenbaugh leading Union. Union beat Eastlake 43-18.
Noah Dunham's the tight end, and he ball's beyond him, but still second and short. That's a good down and distance to try to take a deep shot.
3rd and less than 1. And who else? Larson.
Easy, guys. Plays over, plays over.
Well, they could have called Larson for a false start because he was starting to rock in his stance a little bit and lean before the ball was snapped. So he's fortunate he got away with that.
First down.
Was the official saying plays over before he was down?
Blow the whistle.
No, he was saying plays over before he blew the whistle.
Just blow the whistle. No need to.
You are off the line.
We would like to thank them tonight.
Oh, a lot of people moving on that play.
62.
Yeah.
Encroachment, 62.
Offsides or encroachment.
Did Doug have a flag too?
What's that?
Did Doug have a flag? Okay. Dead ball, encroachment, 62. Defense, 5 yards, so first down.
Well, thank you, STSPN. Love the ref mic.
Yeah.
It's coming handy tonight. It's been a nice new
I just
feature.
didn't know if you had a flag or not. I want to make sure first.
Very nice of them to wear the mic.
way.
If I'm a player, I'd rather just hear the whistle than
First and
to be
5.
told plays over.
We're hot.
Well, they actually came to us saying, we'd like to see what it sounds like.
Oh, okay.
As a player, I think the less you hear from the refs is always a good thing.
Well, because you're taught, you are taught to play to the whistle.
You're off.
Whoa!
Oh, they smelled that out.
Nobody fooled on that one.
Hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Second down.
Ooh, is somebody not being nice?
Yeah, there was the
Second down.
the young man who's going to get credit with the sack who came in on the blitz there. Yeah, said something he shouldn't have said.
31 shoulder pad. 31 shoulder pad.
So it looked like number 22, Caden Graves.
58 of them here.
And
who knows?
Skylar Hammer also in on there.
Sometimes the team on a roster he'll be listed as one number, but then in the game he wears another. So
love that.
Always fun.
And that's the end of the third quarter. And here comes a little boom boom tick by the Panther cheerleaders. Probably their most popular cheer, fan favorite.
boom, boom, tick.
The STSPN camera nowhere near the cheerleaders.
There we
There
go.
they go. There's a little dancing. The students joining in, the band joining in, a great tradition here at Snohomish.
Just so you know, that pipe, that white pipe you see there, that's actually the STSPN white cable pipe.
Because there's not a single outlet in this stadium.
There is not.
There's
That's
not.
correct.
There's not a single outlet.
That is to move the wires up and over the walkway. That was a strict rule by Mr. Albertine when we first started about 7 years ago. At this, to put the final wiring in.
Wasn't he at GP at that time?
Oh yeah.
Is this the cheer where you get some students down to find out who has rhythm and who doesn't?
That was good. That was good. Hey, anytime you get the band down there with the cheerleaders, that's a good thing.
You're off the line.
Little fan favorite cheer there. See what the Panthers can do here. Second 15 after the sack.
Second and 15, ball at 37-yard line.
Balls away, balls away.
Trying to set up a screen to Larson, but sniffed out well by the Shorewood defense.
Third down.
A little surprised at the last couple of play calls by the Snohomish offense. Again, they're having a lot of success running the ball between the tackles. I'd stick with it, just try to get this clock, keep the clock moving, and put this game away.
Sometimes I think you have more plays in the playbook you haven't used yet because you thought the game would be a little tighter, so you would use them anyway. Is that the thinking here?
My thinking is if I have a game pretty well in hand, those plays I was thinking I might have to use, I'm saving them for the next week.
Yeah, don't put them on
passing
film.
again.
Yeah, I don't want to give future opponents. I don't want. Sometimes you want to, if you have a game in hand, you want to hold some stuff back so future opponents can't prepare for it.
And they've already seen the trap a lot.
Yeah,
tonight.
they've seen the trap a lot. And,
a lot.
And Shorewood hasn't been. The trap and the counter have been run a lot tonight, and with a lot of success. So I'd keep at it until Shorewood figures out a way to consistently stop it.
So 4th and 15 here. Do you punt or you just say
this might be the quarterback punt?
Just
they're in a more of a straight up traditional punt formation. I was saying that we might see the quarterback punt again.
Kicks away.
Blocked.
Oh.
Right ball, right ball, right ball.
And that's why I'm not a huge fan of the rugby punt because you know what side the kicker is going to roll to just based on what foot he punts with. You can put a lot of your defenders on that side and really try to make an effort to block it. And even though Shorewood didn't send a huge extra rush, one guy was able to come free unblocked and get his hands on that ball and set the Thunderbirds up with great field position on the Snohomish 49.
Hopefully the guys up there saw that.
I'm always kind of a fan of going for it anyway right there.
You're on the line.
You might not get it, but at least you gain another 10 yards or so.
I don't like that. Punting is fine there. I just say don't just catch it and get it out of there.
Okay, second down.
We'll lose the first couple Panther defenders before Messina says, nope, we're going to stop you for no gain.
That was actually a bit of a half-yard loss, so Messina's going to get credit with a sack. Because I believe that was a pass play. So give Messina a sack.
You're on the line.
On the stat sheet.
Balls away.
He's got people open. And just like that, a 35-7 game could be a 35-21 game.
Yeah, Snell to Spencer Osborne, 49 yards out.
This has some eerie from last week. It eerily seems a little similar.
Osborne is running a post route, breaks free, and he was wide open. Great ball by Snell.
Wait for my whistle, guys. Wait for my whistle.
See, now here's a funny score. Woodinville Falcons 34, Edmonds Woodway 7. Woodinville, I would think, would be 60 up on.
Non-conference against an opponent they feel that they should put handle. They may have kept it pretty vanilla
We're good. I got you.
offensively.
Shorewood making a game of it. 11 minutes left. Panthers only up by 2 touchdowns.
And we'll be right back.
Okay, be ready. Be ready.
We're all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Welcome back to Snohomish, where the Panthers saw their 35-7 lead dwindle to 35-21. Those last 2 touchdowns by Shorewood ensuring the Panther starters stay in the game.
Cutting the lead in half, and now the Thunderbirds have a little bit of confidence and some momentum, and it's right up to the Snohomish offense, especially the offensive line and the running backs, to really try to take control of this game and have a big, long, time-consuming drive, take some time off this clock, and try to put this game away.
Well, that's what Snohomish did to Glacier Peak last week. They made them play 4 quarters, and now Shorewood's going to at least make them play a little bit longer.
Onside kick.
For a second there, looked like he wanted to run with it.
Okay, first down.
No, you should not run with it.
Caden Keithley, the sophomore, up there with the hands team.
You teach the guys on the hands team, when you recover the onside kick, you get down on the ground and let your teammates cover you up. So, yeah, I think this drive I expect to see a lot of Larson and some Messina mixed in.
You're off. You're off.
There's Messina.
Plays away.
First down, Panthers.
Okay, first down. Hold your arm out.
Great start to the drive for the Panthers. Goat hole opened up by the offensive line, and Messina didn't waste much time. He didn't dance around the hole that time. He just hit it and got what he could.
So week 1 for the Panthers, 27, Makai Williams with a lot of carries. Tonight with none. Larson taking a bulk of the carries.
Okay, second down.
Second down.
Larson there getting a gain of 6. That time they fake to Messina and they give it to Larson going the other way, and that's really almost 2 plays in one. Just you get those 2 backs crossing like that and you see where the defense is going.
You're on. You're on.
It's a good picture.
It's a great picture. We'll see if the Panthers go ball control here, decide to pass it again. Probably doing the wise thing, just keep going with Larson.
Forward progress, guys. Forward progress.
A couple players slow to get up on the play there.
Right there, umpire. Third down.
It's 3rd and 3 coming up.
Watch out for Conover keeping it here. He did a good job carrying out his fake, and the Shorewood defenders went towards Larson. Maybe you tell Conover this time, if you see them bite just a half step towards Larson, taking, run it yourself.
Looked like Snohomish trying to draw Shorewood off sides there.
I think he's changing the play.
And he's got it.
Good second effort there by Larson.
Okay, first down. First down. There you go, first down.
because it looked like initially he was stopped short of the yard to gain, but then that second effort surge got him to the 30-yard line and was able to move the chains.
You're off the line.
Counter. And Messina running hard.
Gain of about 5.
Messina with the carry all the way up to the 24-yard line. Gain of about 6. Paul Becker brings it down.
Good.
Okay, second down.
Snohomish doing a good job chewing up yardage, letting the clock run. They're in no hurry.
You're off the line.
I got the next break.
Third down, third
We're
down.
off, guys. We're off. Third down.
Here's Messina again, and he's not all that big, but he brings every ounce he has. He runs hard.
And on defense, he's a hitter too.
Yeah.
He can hit.
Pound for pound, he's got to be one of the strongest players out there.
You're on. On the line. You're on the line.
Third and 2, imagine that. It's Larson.
I think he got it.
Looks like he's got it.
First down.
They had to
First down. Okay,
get to
first
the
down.
20, which is just beyond the sticks.
And then clock status. Preston. Yep.
You're off the line.
Look for Snohomish to just keep pounding it here.
Larson on the trap.
Second down.
Now, what you are seeing from the Shorewood defense is the first guy will try to hold him up, and then the other guys are looking to try to rip that ball out, see if they can create a turnover. So good ball security there by Larson.
Okay, second down.
You tell your running backs, especially when you're running in traffic in these situations, as soon as you feel contact,
Officials timeout.
put 2 hands on the ball, cover up, don't let them
Hey, Preston,
rip it out.
make sure they stay on the field. They can't go off the field. Just make sure
Shorewood
they stay.
player down.
Coach needs to stay out the field.
Yeah, water can come.
Yeah.
Well, 7
long as
minutes
he's off
left
the
in this
field.
one. Panthers driving. Injury stopping a little bit of the Panthers' momentum. Maybe Shorewood can regroup here, get a couple stops.
As long as the players don't leave the field, they can
I
talk
heard
to
a
them.
All right,
Snohomish
water.
coach telling Conover, you can fake it and keep it yourself, and you might be able to take it into for a touchdown. So watch out for
players
that.
Can go, but the coach can't come on the field, but the players can come over and just within a couple inches of the field if they want, as long as they don't leave. That's why you got to go there and make sure. So just stop the clock. Be big on your signal.
Yeah.
Okay, second down. Here we go.
There's a teaching moment between a referee and an official.
A rare peek into the lives of an official on the field.
I'm a little surprised we haven't heard
You're
dinner
off
plans
the
discussed
line.
after the game.
It's actually what they said they were going to turn them off at the half because they didn't want people to hear that.
Came off.
53 has to get off the field.
Clock.
Player's helmet
My
came
time.
off for Shorewood, so he has to leave the field for a play. That was Larson again. But also, to the Snohomish coaches are right. Again, Conover, had he
Okay,
kept it,
53. Okay, here
no
we
one
go.
on the Shorewood defense was paying attention to him. He could
53 had
have
to
taken
go
that
off
in
because
for a
his
touchdown.
helmet came off.
But then again, with Larson just chewing up yards.
Yeah, but a touchdown here really can put the game away.
Absolutely.
He should have kept it there. He should have kept it.
Fourth down.
No one was paying attention to
Okay, fourth down.
him at all.
Fourth down.
We see it here on replay.
The defensive end and the
yeah.
linebacker both crashed hard. If Conover keeps it, he can stroll into the end zone.
Okay, clock stops after this play no matter what.
Snohomish not kicking on the play.
If you have confidence in kicker, you might as well make it. It makes it a 3-possession game.
Oh, Shorewood's probably going to take a timeout here.
What? Red, timeout.
Oh, Red's taking a timeout.
Snohomish is taking a timeout.
That's their first time out of the half.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
All right, we're back. Big play, 4th and 5 for Snohomish. Sending the offense back out on the field.
This is almost do or die here for Shorewood. If they can get a stop here, they're still in this game.
Uh-oh. Snohomish going with a little razzle-dazzle, going to the Wildcat. Uh-oh.
What is the unbalanced line to the right?
Messina takes it. And it works.
Wow.
It works. Messina's 4th touchdown of the night. Gives the Panthers a 3-touchdown lead here.
They shift into a Wildcat. Messina, the only man in the back to take the snap, and they move the line to where it's an unbalanced to the right. Really had to confuse the Shorewood defense. And then Messina found a seam and burst through it into the end zone for the touchdown.
When I saw Conover go out as receiver, I thought, uh-oh, I hope this isn't a throw it to the quarterback kind of play.
Play's over.
If you do that in 4th and 4 with the lead going for it and you don't get it, if the coach calls that play, and then they end up losing the game, there might be for sale signs.
42-21 Panthers.
But he didn't, so.
Frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Messina breaks through. Messina! Touchdown Panthers! Front now. Finding an extra level. Back to pass. Fakes over the middle. Caught! Touchdown! Kenneth Williams!
And we're back here at Snohomish High School, Veteran Memorial Stadium, not Coliseum, Stadium. Panthers of the Snohomish lead Shorewood 42-21 with 5:19 left in the game. Herrera with the kickoff, taken by the Thunderbirds around their own 15, and late flag here on that return.
I got 8 with a blindside block back here.
You gonna get it?
I got 8 with a blindside block.
Penalty on Shorewood with a blindside block.
Yeah. No, blindside. Blindside. Personal foul, blindside block on the defense. 15 yards, first down. 8.
Blindside block.
15 yards.
From my flag.
Ouch.
Half the distance from the spot of the foul. Block that used to be legal. I know because
Blindside block.
because I did it to a couple people back in my day.
On white.
Kind of, yeah, when they don't see you.
Like on Madden or like for real?
For real.
Probably the same play. Yeah.
I think that became a penalty 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, he's got one right there.
Yeah, you keep your head on a swivel afterwards. And I actually think I did it in a game against Shorewood.
Shorewood started out the game with a bunch of penalties and then went 2.5 quarters without very many.
Clean things up, but this penalty hurts them.
Balls away, balls away. Easy, guys, easy.
Makai Williams on the coverage there.
He's looking to get Joseph Williamson again on the post route. Little incidental contact there, but nothing worth throwing a flag over. Plus the ball was well over Williamson's head, so you could definitely rule uncatchable. But yes, at this point, with the situation the way it is, don't expect a lot of dink and dunk passing from Shore. They have to push the ball down the field.
Plays away, plays away.
Great tackle there.
Nice job.
That's the sophomore, Caden Keithley.
Third down.
Keithley doesn't force Maine out of bounds. Maine looked like Snohomish was almost in man coverage there, and the 2 receivers on that side ran deep routes, running their defenders off. If Keithley does not force Maine out of bounds, Maine is maybe still running.
Here's the line. You're on the line.
Keithley related to ex-Panther Peyton Plucker, I should say former Panther.
I remember that name.
Fierce defender.
Balls away, balls away.
Well overthrown.
Fourth down.
Okay, 4th down.
4th and 8. Are they setting the punting team in?
Looks like it. This might be Shorewood waving the white flag.
It's tough to go for it when you're on your 14.
But when you're down, when there's 5 minutes left in the game or 4:59 left in the game, you're down 3 scores. If you're going to have any chance of winning this game, you'd have to definitely consider going for it here.
The punter has knocked a couple. He's kicked a couple over Messina's head.
Watch out, coach.
Oh,
he's going to keep. And Mackay
sniffed out.
Or was that Branville? Or was it Mackay?
It looked like 27.
So that's Mackay.
Mackay, the sophomore.
Mackay Williams stayed at home. Great job staying at home, sniffing that fake out. And sometimes on these rugby-style punts, punters are told if you see the return team vacate like that and you think you can keep it and get the first down, go ahead. I think that may have been what happened there, but Mackay Williams stayed at home, made a great tackle.
You're off.
Messina looking for number 5, and he's got it.
That was too easy right there. I don't think he was touched.
And the Panthers fans break out to another chorus of hails. The Panthers go up 48-21.
They pulled a couple of linemen, just a power sweep to the right, and as Vince Lombardi would say, you create a seal here and a seal here, and the running back runs right up through the alley. Which is exactly what Messina did.
Number 24 is the line.
Yeah.
Well, next week the Panthers go to Everett to take on the Mighty Seagulls in the early game at Everett Memorial Stadium.
24. Snapper.
New coach. So last year when we saw last year against Snohomish, Everett came in. They running the triple option stuff, what you'd see at the Navy, Air Force, Army, even Georgia Tech. And they had the Snohomish defense on their heels all night long and won that game pretty handily. But now they have a new coach, so possibly a new system. So there's a bit of an unknown there. So I think the film study of this week of Everett's first 3 games will be very important for Snohomish to kind of get a beat on what the Seagulls are going to do. But one thing that Snohomish can take going into that game is their offensive line and even their defensive line as well won them this game. Just up front, just out physical in Shorewood.
And after looking horrible week 1, the Panthers making great improvement the last 2 weeks under new coach Joey Hammer.
And usually it's kind of an honest question. The most a team will improve is between games 1 and 2. And not only does Snohomish do that, but they've kept that improvement going into game 3 as Evans tonight, really putting it on Shorewood. So they should have a lot of confidence going into the game against Everett next week.
So Coach Hammer, we're seeing his first career win. Congratulations to him.
Barring a miracle.
Barring a crazy miracle.
I've seen it happen. They went viral before the term "going viral" was a phrase, but there was a playoff game in Texas, high school game. Comeback of similar proportions took place. So. Okay.
You're on.
Wow. So crazier things have happened.
Second down.
Banks taking a little swing pass. At this point in the game, Snohomish, they're okay with this because it doesn't get a first down, and he stayed inbound, so the clock is going to continue to run, and it wasn't a big chunk play.
Just keep him in front of you.
Keep him in front, make the tackle, let the clock run.
Balls away.
First down for Shorewood there. Todd, do you have the results of our Twitter poll tonight? Wasn't there a Twitter poll? Do you have results?
Here's the line.
Wow.
They're looking pretty good right now. Nice play. Contact of
slow-mo.
Snell, nice.
He chucked it.
Well thrown by Snell under duress, and yeah, the defender may have gotten there a little early, but.
Okay, down is 2.
So if we're saying the Panther kicker Herrera is related to Efren Herrera, is the Shorewood quarterback related to Chris Snell?
Here's the line.
Shorewood and Edmonds aren't that far from each other, so it's possible.
It's possible. And of course, another famous Shorewood alum, Chris Cornell of Soundgarden.
May he rest in peace.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry, no.
So will STSPN break into a little Soundgarden in honor of the Shorewood alum, or is that a violation and we need to get rid of? Yeah. Oh, those attorneys.
Actually, I thought I also liked him with Audio Slave too. By the way, the first Audio Slave album is one of the best albums I've ever heard.
Okay. Yeah.
Like this.
That's enough sound guard.
Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
A deep drag route across the middle. Rouse has sort of been Snell's go-to receiver tonight.
Here's a line. You're on.
Oh.
Oh, good effort there by Banks, but unfortunately for not.
Landon Orgel had him deep behind the line, evades him, gets away from another Panther.
And then the turf monster got him.
Actually, I think it was the wire from the ref mic that got him.
You are obsessed with the wire from the ref mic. You are upset.
I knew that would cause problems.
Can we make a sign that says "Leave the GP Snohomish rivalry at the door" when you two get together here?
One town, two schools.
It's not unusual.
Balls away, balls away.
Oh, tip drill.
Oh, caught it. Tough to tell. Was that Keithley?
Clean. No flag. All right, first down, red.
And you can make a case for a much maligned defense through the first 2 weeks. As Caden Keithley, that's a fitting way to end a really impressive, their best performance of the season so far. The defense making a play to really put this game away.
What do you think Larson gets it? Oh, they're going with the Messina.
Plays away.
He had a 50-50 shot there. Yeah, now would not be now would not be a time just to get him out of the game and get some of the backups in.
Yeah, Mekhi Williams did a great job running the ball against Marysville.
Here's the line. You're off.
Ooh, there could be a face mask on that play.
No, sorry.
Okay, first down. First down, way back.
That's enough for Snohomish, first down.
Okay, clock's gonna roll, clock's gonna roll.
Clock rolling here, 1:52 left. Panthers looking to give Coach Hammer his first win.
You're on the line.
Yeah. A friend of mine who's the PA announcer for Kamiak home games.
Langdon Orgel in the game.
Second down.
Second down.
Nice to see the senior carrying the ball. Gain of 5.
At this point, really, Snohomish could just get in victory formation and take a couple of knees and be out of here.
So number 7 for Snohomish, Kyler Hammer coming in. So both teams sporting Kyler Hammers.
Why does Keegan stitch Snohomish Panther great? Larson? Well, Keegan, you're half right. We're going to go co-players of the game with Larson and Messina. Should we start naming them Thunder and Lightning? Hey, that's a T-shirt opportunity there for you, Todd. Did the two of you have a backfield nickname? Because we have one. And here's victory set, a coach's favorite play to call in the fourth quarter.
And for the first time this year, Panthers get to run that play.
You guys don't have to run another one.
The official tell us that's
You
it.
guys don't have to run one.
12 seconds, 11 seconds. Co-players of the game. Is that the easy way out by not just picking one?
I think it's deserving. Yeah. I mean, they stood out, and yeah, Larson got the bulk of the carries and probably has more rushing yards, but then you factor in Messina's receiving yards, and he put the ball in the end zone 5 times. You can't really go wrong either way, so you might as well just give it to them both. And again, I think, Todd, if you want to print out some Thunder and Lightning T-shirts, white with red on it.
Red and white T-shirts. I like that, Todd. Homer blue.
Hey, it's all about making money.
And the Snohomish coaching staff's got to feel good after that one.
Oh, just
been a tough couple of games.
Get that first win out of the season. Get off the schneid, and it can really just kind of help you relax. Because having been on some teams that open up with a loss or two, the pressure does start to mount before we finally get that first win of the season.
Yeah, Shorewood needs to regroup after that big win against Meadowdale last week.
They came in riding high, 2-0 start. They're probably the best start they've had in a long time. And they got, I mean, in the proverbial sense, punched in the mouth. And I mean, we saw it at halftime when they were. What?
Go ahead. Trying to bring Messina.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
So, Todd, who'd you tell to send the guys up? And thanks to all 12 of you for tuning in tonight. Tonight's live broadcast of Panther football on STSPN. And thanks to the 2 people that sent in votes on the Twitter poll. Great job.
Thank you.